Give you a very warm welcome. I'm Katja Vizi of the Institute of Languages, Cultures and Societies here at the School of Advanced Study, University of London. And we're meeting today under the auspices of the John Coffin Trust Fund of the University of London. So many thanks to the funders for enabling this event. And it is an enormous pleasure for me to renew our partnership today with the Levant Heritage Foundation. Thank you, Philip, Quentin, Craig, and many more friends here gathered. I am thrilled to co-host this significant event, and as a literary scholar of Venice and Trieste, I'm delighted to welcome my Adriatic cities in the fold of the Levant, where they most certainly belong. So we're all aware of the mighty power wielded by Venice in the East, at least since the Crusades. And in more recent times, standing inside St. Mark's Cathedral, Henry James compellingly writes, I quote, "I had left Europe, I was in the East." The power of Venice was, of course, commercial and naval, as well as cultural and linguistic. And in his monumental book, The Great Sea, David Abulafia elaborates on James's sentiment, reminding us that at the top of his game, Venice was the new Marseille, the new Alexandria, the new Constantinople. Trieste can also legitimately stake a claim to be a very important and significant Levantine city, and also to replace Venice as a major gateway to the Levant in the 19th century. In a glorious portrayal in her novel Down at the Ronda, George Eliot captures Trieste lying at the intersection of glittering and multiple trade routes across the eastern Mediterranean. Trieste's dialect, Triestino, mapped Italian syntax onto a Germanic and Slavic lexical pool, mixing it in with the of Venetian. This was, and to some extent still is, the daily language in Trieste, as well as, of course, a lingua franca of governance, trade and business, historically. In the early 20th century, the linguistic genius James Joyce will be magnetically drawn to Trieste's rich and distinctive multilingualism, drawing on it almost obsessively in all of his writings. Now here at the Institute of Languages, Cultures and Societies, we firmly believe in the foundational value of languages. Crossing borders since the beginning of time, languages and cultures have always reciprocally mixed and hybridized.
Recording in progress.
These fuzzy language intersections are nowhere else more accentuated than in the Levant. And this is precisely the reason why we're gathering here tonight. The Levantine linguistic mosaic is a broad and a complex one. And while we do not presume to thrash it completely out tonight, yet an exploration of Levantine language dynamics is imperative for anyone wishing to make sense of the cultural and geopolitical complexities of the world today. And it's now my greatest pleasure to introduce my co-organizer and distinguished historian and author, Philip Mansell, who will say a few introductory words. Over to you, Philip.
Thank you very much, Katja, and thank you to the School of Advanced Studies for hosting us today. We're very, very grateful and happy to be on this vital topic of language. We're only as good as our languages. And I just wanted to begin with a few announcements from the Levantine Heritage Foundation. We have a talk on the 1st of September on the Levantines in Athens under Ottoman rule online. On the 8th of October, that opens in Istanbul, in the gallery of Istiklal Caddesi, the first exhibition, I think, that has been there on the Levantines of Istanbul. We'll follow our website for more news. 16th of October, there'll be a talk on the British community in late Ottoman Constantinople. 29th of October in Paris at the Institut du Monde Arabe, there will be a conference on Ville du Levant, chaired by Katie Pangonis and myself. and that is Beirut and other Levantine cities in Lebanon and Syria. And 21st to 24th of April 2027 in Thessaloniki, a conference on Salonika, Rumeli and beyond, journeys across cultures and identities. And I'm sure there'll be more on language there. And then in 14th to 15th of May in Amsterdam, there is a conference on the Levantine Dutch families. So it's all happening in the Levant. And why are languages so important in the Levant? Because there are so many different communities, particularly perhaps in Smyrna, Istanbul, Turkish, Greek, Italian, Spanish, Croatian, Spanish-speaking Jews, and dragomans, as we know, were particularly important in the Levant, interpreters. And because polyglotism gave power, and languages, we like to think, well, Charlemagne is said to have said another language gives you another soul, but languages are also about politics, power, and weapons. Think of the battles today, still going on in Brussels between French and Flemish. Even trains and even ambulances are delayed if the wrong language is used. The battle for Catalan in Barcelona, the battle between Ukrainian and Russian in Ukraine today. And there is a great expert here today, George Galdi's, on Smyrna. It's rich broth of languages all mixed together. I hope you'll give us a few words later today.